Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. I realized that I completely forgot to change my banner again, so we'll be on there tight. I got Pizza 11 Nerds on right now. Somebody else might jump on here in a little bit. So if you guys haven't checked
Hi.
out Pizza's channel, he's got some great stuff. They can't hear you yet, but I did turn you on. So
Oh.
they can hear you, but they can't see you yet. I got to fix my banner.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
All right. So we're going to be talking about YouTube unions today. Should YouTubers unionize against the big evil corporate Goliath or not? That is the question we will tackle, and I hope a few more people jump on too.
I mean, I'm looking at their demands, and for some of the bigger YouTubers, those won't matter. But for someone like me,
Yep.
I think they'd be good.
All right. Yeah. So we are going to, if you have not seen those yet, we are going to be looking at those demands. We're going to go through those in detail and talk about the pros and the cons of each of those demands, and we'll see at the end, should we, us YouTubers, join together, or should we say, So before we actually get on Pizza, what's your initial thought? Are you yes, we should unionize, or should we
Depends on what the demands are. So for this, I'm reading this article right now. I totally support this, although some other ones are a little bit different, my opinions.
Okay. All right. I'm generally go on the side of, no, I really don't want a union in the middle, but let's look through all of this stuff and figure that out. So, and hello to everybody in the comments. Let's go ahead and catch up on our comments here. Gnostic, greetings. Historically, unions lay in bed with manufacturers. Yes, or content purveyors in this type, I guess. STS, greetings. So STS, the YouTube basket is busted. Probably the case. Cat Gamers on, greetings. Chad V, hello. If unionized, then people would be forced into mono-platform agreement. That would be probably a likely thing. Yes, we'll see to your demands, but you're going to have to become exclusive to YouTube. Amazon does this a lot. When you're writing books, Amazon will give you higher rates if you are going exclusive to Amazon. They did not catch that one of my books that was during a 90-day exclusive period at Amazon actually did show up on a few sites on pre-order. It's not supposed to, but it did. They didn't catch me, but I also didn't really have a lot of sales on that book anyway, so what do you know? Cat Gamer has a Canon Rebel that takes film. That thing is old.
Oh, I have one. I bought this at a garage sale. Where is it?
So he says you can get film at Target and at Walmart, so does it take film?
Yeah, but it's like an ancient camera, so I don't know if this film is still around.
What is it? Let me see. Yeah, that's just old standard film. You should just be able
It's Min Ulta. Don't know.
Yeah, Minolta. Yeah, it's 35 millimeter. Looks like.
Let's see. 35. Yeah.
Yeah. Called it. Man, we used to be able to spot that stuff in a second. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that film's no good anymore. Once you open it up like that, the film is completely dead, by the way.
It is? Oh. Yes. Okay, because I opened it up, and then I tried to take something with it, and it didn't work.
Well, what happens, like, film is a photosensitive thing, right? So the way a film would work is you'd expose the film to what it is for a very, very, very short period of time, and that would expose what is on that to the film. We used to, actually, the other place we use film a lot is in the lab. Our lab, when I was doing cancer research, we actually were the hottest lab on campus. And I don't mean cool. I mean, we had more radiation than any lab on campus. So I've been trained in your whole P32s and I's and, you know, all your, with sulfur, phosphorus, and iodine radioactive materials, then, of course, what you do is you link these radioactive materials, which are on antibodies, and then you use these to search for your proteins. Then you slap a piece of film on there, leave it sit for a while, then you develop the film, and that's what shows you what's on the picture. So radiation or light will get to it. So yeah, once you open it, it's done.
I'm having a hard time.
You might be able to salvage a few things on the end of the roll, but for the most part, you're just going to get big white blocks if you open it up like that.
I'm having a hard time even getting this back in. Yeah. Stupid millennial being questioned by old technology.
Yep. You're not even a millennial, though. You're younger than a millennial.
There we go.
Millennials kind of ended at like, I think millennials are like 21 and younger, or 21 and older, like 21 to, what is it, 21 to 35 or something. I don't know. Let's see. Evil Larry, how's it going there?
This was a good find for 25 cents.
Hey, there you go. Is that for Save or Smash?
It was, but then I couldn't get anything that works, and now I'm just putting it on my collecting shelf.
All right, there you go. This is the good old days, boys.
My
Children's children be like, what is that?
I also have some of these. I got American Online.
Nice. AOL. Sweet.
But I got version 1.5, 2.5 for Canada.
All right.
3.0.
Also, we'll jump on here. I'm going to wait a few more minutes before we get into the topic. If there's any YouTubers out there with a decent size following, if you want to jump on as well and you're watching, please shoot me an email and let me know your channel. I'll check out your channel. I'd say as long as you have. Let's shoot for like 500 or so or more subscribers. Oh, wait, hold on. I did invite Ricky, though, and I forgot to send him the link. So, Ricky, if you're watching, I'm sorry, Ricky. I'll send you the link now. And I reached out to Toss, and he is not available today, unfortunately.
I lost some subs.
You lost some subs? No.
I was at 794, and now I'm at 92.
Oh, that's fine. That happens all the time. All right. Ricky, yours just sent out if you show up. All right, James, how's it going there? As much as I love YouTubers and the world content they provide, they are not employees of YouTube. You enjoy the privileges of getting YouTube ads revenue sharing. Okay, so there's an idea. Okay, do you know how to develop it? You would generally have to take it to a developing studio. So if you can find one of those, that'd be fun. Walmart might.
Oh, the closest Walmart is like... I think it's like 10 miles for us. Believe it or not.
We used to have one at like CVS. Used to have them. They probably don't anymore, but
I wonder if Bartel Drugs has them. Or Rite Aid. Those are the two pharmacies I can buy to.
Yeah, check there. My guess is they probably don't at this point, but it wouldn't be bad to guess. They might look at you and go, "What is this? 1992? Are you in a time warp?" Just go in dressed in like your dad's old clothes from when he was your age. Walk in and say, "I need to develop some film," and see if anybody says anything. Network hopper and AOL, sweet.
I also got more fonts.
Nice. Okay.
Microsoft mouse.
Oh, I think I have that disc. Yeah, that's to get a mouse working. Believe it or not, people, we used to have to do that to get mice working. What's that one? Logitech. Oh, nice. Logitech facilities. I had one of those infrared mice. Those things were like the crappiest cordless mice ever. The technology just promised to be so good, but it was so bad.
Oh, you used to have to install hard drives?
Yeah, some of them. Max.
Wow.
All right, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and dive on into the topic. So thanks for hanging out, guys, for a little bit of trip down memory lane. That was pretty sweet. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive in. We're going to go ahead and start a recording here, I think. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure my article view is working. I never checked my article view. No, my article view is not working. Okay. All right, there we are. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, this is part of our supporter stream, and I got myself and Pizza Lovin' Nerd here right now today. I was hoping someone else might jump on as well. But anyway, we're going to go on. The show must go on, especially since we're recording this live. So we are talking today about this question: should YouTubers unionize? And so there is a group out of, I believe, Germany that is looking at doing unionization. And so first, let's go ahead and look at what they want. What are the demands of unions? Or actually, should we go into a little bit of unions first? So let's do that. So unions themselves, the idea is to bring your employees together under a bargaining organization that would work to get better wages, better opportunities for the employees. There was a time when unions were really needed in this country, but I sadly think that that time is probably past at this point. We are facing a different struggle, and we might need to look forward ahead to new solutions and options rather than dig back into the past, because unions were a thing back in the middle of the Depression, when the employment rate was pretty high. People would get onto a job and get kind of abused in many ways. Not a lot different than today, except the difference is most people are not being brought on as employees, they're being brought on as contractors. And contractors have more of a limited ability to unionize. Now, while unions have done fairly decent things in a period of time, at the same time, they've also had a lot of backdoor deals that were not good. They tended to serve their own interests above the interests of their groups. And they did at times cause people who genuinely just wanted to show up and work to not even be able to a degree. So that's kind of where we're at. So this group came up, and the YouTube unions, they wanted to bring back, and mostly what they're focused on is bringing some degree of fairness back to YouTube. So let's go ahead and acknowledge first, there is some unfairness inside of YouTube. Pizza, have you encountered unfairness in the middle of YouTube yet or not? I'm not sure.
Well, I can't monetize because I don't have 1,000 subs.
Okay.
But other than that, not that I can think of.
Okay.
Although
yeah.
I have been noticing recently that people haven't been getting notifications for my videos.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot.
But sometimes it could be serious, because that happened to me on a sponsored video when I actually need to get views.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
That's kind of what opened my eyes to it.
One other thing recently, so there was an article, I didn't pull it up, but there was an article recently that was making its rounds where the YouTube content moderators were actually bummed out because basically they were bummed out in that there was definitely priority given to some creators. Like, why is it that a lot of your late night show hosts, who are as vulgar can be in many cases, dropping all sorts of vulgarity. Vulgarity is one of those things in the ad policies. They say, hey, not a good idea. Why is it that some channels can get demonetized for any little bit and the big ones can get away with anything? So that's one of the questions people have.
Well, maybe it's the way they use it.
That could be the case. So we're just throwing out a lot of these questions. Another one is regarding, like, let's look at this issue to protect kids, okay? We all agree, I think we all can agree, I think your camera froze on my end. Let me reset.
Yeah, I actually messaged you that in the Google Hangouts.
Oh,
you just
thanks.
See it.
Yeah. Let me reset my, whoa, wrong button. There it is.
That usually happens to me if it's in windowed mode. I minimize the window.
Well, it was happening because I had my article view pulled up the wrong window, and that froze both of them. So, all right, we're fixed. My apologies. So the next thing, of course, was that we all agree we need to protect the kids. But if you remember that Matt's What It Is YouTube scandal, when they were going through and removing comment sections from videos with kids in it because they were worried about kids, right? This is an interesting one. So my other channel tonight, which is a Christian channel, we're talking about this drag queen story hour stuff. So I went on and I actually went on and watched some of these videos for research. And this was fascinating to me. Desmond is Amazing's channel has comments enabled. I was literally watching a video of an 11-year-old in drag doing a striptease show in a gay bar while gay men were waving money at him and he's taking that money. That has comments. But the woman that had her children doing gymnastics doesn't. I mean, really? That's the type of stuff that people are questioning. And so that's behind what's with the YouTube Union. So here's what they want. You probably have already read them because I've had them on the screen, but we're going to go ahead and look at these individually. So they want to look at these as the core demand. So number one, monetize everyone. Bring back monetization for smaller channels. So Pizza, you have a smaller channel. You're under the threshold that they need. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, before I talk about it, I just want to say that somebody said that I'm sounding loud and you're sounding quiet, so you might want to fix that.
I turned you down a little bit. So the issue there is with the new mic setup, the soundboard cannot push out enough volume. So the soundboard, I want to get a new soundboard that can push out more volume. That is on the list to get hopefully this month. It depends on where the budget numbers fall. So what I did is I turned you down to compromise and moved myself a little closer to the mic. So you might need to turn the channel down, but I did balance the volume a little bit. So
just letting you know the potential issue.
Yep. Yeah, I did balance this out already. So, yep.
Oh, my mic should sound better. For some reason, it was using my webcam mic.
Oh, hey, that sounds infinitely better. All right, go ahead and talk again. Let's make sure we rebalance. So go ahead.
Okay.
Give me your expression on the monetization here.
Okay. So I think that it should be 500 probably, because 300, which is what it was at before, seems a little bit small, but 1,000 seems a little bit too large.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it should also be just subs. I think you would have to have, I think in order to promote, you have to upload a certain amount. Like you have to upload, let's say, one video a week to get monetization.
I got you covered, man.
Or something, just to promote, just to make it so people just don't abandon their channel or something.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although it maybe not a week because people take vacations and stuff. Maybe it should be like a certain amount of content per year or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure.
And
go ahead, finish up.
And another thing is it should be tied to videos with tons of dislikes shouldn't get monetization.
Okay.
And then so I think that you have to have more than a 50% like to dislike ratio in order to get monetized.
On that particular video or across the channel?
On that particular video.
Okay.
That way people can't just like put up a scam or something just to get views or something super clickbaity.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's how I think the system should work. Just basically try and make it so smaller YouTubers can get monetization, but also implement measures to prevent things like bots or things, inactive channels, stuff like that.
Yeah, so you're not opposed to them changing it so that we have requirements. You're just saying the requirements are a little steep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1,000 subs is way too much. The watch time is reasonable. I've had the watch time required to monetize. I've had that watch time since 300 subs.
Yeah.
So I think the watch time is perfectly reasonable. But
maybe
the sub count is not.
Maybe what they should do is look at one or the other. Not both. Right now it's a both and. So right now you have to have, I think is it 4,000, it's 4,000 hours, I think, in a given calendar year.
Yeah.
And 1,000 subscribers is what you have to monetize, which I have no problem with the fact that they want to put lower limits on monetization. Is 1,000 too steep? I'm on the fence. I really am on the fence. It does take a dedicated person a period of time to build their channel up to that amount. And that, to me, almost is like that. But at the same token, I get where Pizza's coming from. Like, I have a channel that's been hovering at 500 subscribers for a long time. And it'd be really nice to get that bumped up to the point where I can actually monetize it a little bit. But it's Christian content. It probably never will be. That's too offensive for your average YouTube content moderator. I don't know.
What's funny is my subs were going up very fast. Basically, in 2 months, I gained 300 subs, and now I'm just stuck at 700. I've been at 700 for like 2 months, and I can't.
Well, that's happening to literally everybody except I think the big content channels. So really, like, I mean, my channel is massive, and I'm still averaging going up. My average is 26 a day. A channel like mine, it should be way higher than that.
My average is probably 1 every 26 days.
That's crazy low. That's crazy low.
I
So
know it was a joke.
yeah, so
I'm
I'm
getting
not
43 a
opposed.
month.
I'm not opposed to that. So I mean, I don't want to say monetize everyone. Absolutely not. It's too easy to create an account and just throw up a bunch of spam and junk and monetize it. And it dilutes the ad revenue for the people who are actually putting real work into it. That's, that's interesting.
That's why I think there should be an upload threshold per year, because it shows that you're actually trying to make content.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
combine the upload threshold with watch time, and then that way it will show who's dedicated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Let's see. Let me look at comments real quick. Should be more age filters besides CC info. I'm so out of the loop in many ways. All right, that's okay. I can be out of the loop. Yeah, disclosure, I don't study all the union stuff in case I had any of that a little bit wrong, but I think it's mostly accurate. All right, number 2, disable the bots. At least verified partners have the right to speak to a real person if you plan to remove their channel. So what they're getting at here is, I think that their title of disable the bots, that's nebulous. What they're getting at is people on YouTube need to be able to reach a real person. What say you, Pizza?
I think that's true, because if I think that there should be still have the bots running, but then have an appeal process, because it'd be way too much work for people to go through millions of hours of content every day just to figure out who should be monetized and stuff like that. That'd be way too much work. So they should have the bots keep doing what they're doing, keep demonetizing channels, but then once you get demonetized, you should be able to appeal it and show, hey, I don't know why my video got demonetized. This is perfectly family friendly. I think you should be able to do that, and then once you contact them, then a real person goes through your video and decides whether it's advertiser friendly. And I'm just using ads as an example. Do the same thing for termination, all of that, copyright strikes, community guideline strikes, stuff like that. Even copyright claims. That I know they're not as big as a deal as a strike, but still.
So, yeah, I mean, one of the things they want to do, and I agree with what they're trying to say, smaller channels do need, if it's under a certain threshold, I understand. I mean, it's like, okay, you're not really pushing out real dedicated content. Maybe if it's like a channel removal, there should be an appeal process with real person. Now, the next thing you brought, one of the things you brought up in there is the next point: transparent content decisions. This we absolutely need, in my opinion, but I want to hear what you say. So it says, open up direct communication between the content department or the censors and the creators. What say you?
Pretty much the same thing as last time. Just make a way to contact a human being if needed.
And in this case here, the point is that we want to be able to say, okay, this video is demonetized. Tell me why. Give me a time point to time point that say this is why. So this is funny. I had one of the news articles that I did. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was one with Microsoft wants your text messaging data. If you guys remember that one, right? So the video itself, it must be on page 2 now. I push out too many videos, don't I? So on that one, both the original live stream and the breakout video were marked as demonetized. I put them both through. The live stream version, which is just the whole thing and the whole thing plus more, was remonetized. The Microsoft wanted it on the Act 2 is confirmed by manual review limited ads. Why? Both videos have the exact same content. If any of them would be limited ads, I'd say it's the live one, because there's probably stuff that shows up in the live channel that does get edited out.
Well,
So,
maybe Google's doing the same thing and they don't want people criticizing it.
yeah, yeah. Ricky, I sent you a link if you want to jump on as well as a YouTuber. Um, and if anybody else has a YouTube channel of a reasonable size, shoot me a contact on the contact form and we can jump you in as well. All right. So pay for the views. Stop using demonetized channels as bait to advertise monetized. This one I had to think about a little bit. I think what they're saying is people are jumping into a feed. Maybe some news event occurs. Somebody jumps onto a channel that is demonetized, and then now YouTube is using their autoplay to filter them into a monetized channel next. I think that's what they're saying. Do you interpret that a different way?
Let me read it. I need to find it.
Okay.
Hold on. I still can't find it. 1 second.
Are you on the Spark article?
Oh, the Spark article?
Yeah.
I'm on the Verge one.
On the Verge article, go down just under that big ad in the middle. It's calling for monetization. There's a link there.
Okay.
That'll take you to their actual demands.
Okay, cool. Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay,
So this
stop using.
is fifth one down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, fifth one down.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Fourth one down. Pay for the views.
Yeah. I don't really get what this means. Maybe.
I think this is getting into a news content, and then instead of feeding other videos of that channel, you're feeding their preferred content instead.
I think I know what it is.
Okay,
So
what do you got?
sometimes if you have a copyright claim, it will put ads on your video, even if you don't normally have ads. And then it will advertise monetized channels on a channel that doesn't have monetization. Now, this does say demonetized, which means it could be something that did have ads but then had them removed. But it's kind of unclear what they say, and I think if they're going to make demands to a professional company, then they should make their demands sound professional and sound readable to someone, to like a lawyer or something, even someone like me.
So, I don't understand what it's saying. You don't understand what it's saying. All right.
Yeah.
So, stop demonetization as a whole. If a video is in line with your rules, allow ads even on an even scale.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, as long as it's in line with your rules. But unfortunately, what that means is that CNN and not CNN as much. They're kind of covered under the FCC. But your late night talk show hosts, those guys with the foul mouths, sorry, you guys actually break the monetization rules a lot. Demonetize them bad boys. You know?
Well, I think what's happening is gaming channels get demonetized a lot for swearing because those are aimed at younger audiences, while talk shows aren't really aimed at younger audiences. And I think that might be what's causing it.
Okay.
The demonetization.
So yeah, we need clarification of the rules, which actually is a point here. So we'll touch on it here, but we'll get into it in more detail later. So we need to know what the rules are. This was actually a neat one. Actually, I'll tell that story when we get down to clarify the rules. So, all right, equal treatment for all partners. Stop preferring some creators over others. No more YouTube preferred. What's your thoughts on that?
Stop. So it's saying stop preferring some creators over others, and I agree on that.
Okay.
Because
I'm on the fence.
they do have more of a reason to change the rules for certain creators, like Logan Paul and PewDiePie and all those. That's where their money comes from. There's a lot of people watching those channels, and
but if we get rid of the monetization on those channels, have they actually lost anything? Because the ad revenue is going to be the same. They're still going to get the same number of views. It's just spread to different people.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
for his point of view. Go ahead.
Well, what YouTube still makes a certain cut off of ad revenue.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, even if people are still watching demonetized videos, that's still a little bit less money they'd make. So companies obviously want to keep their profits up. So that's why And when
see
a
that
bunch
point.
of people are watching videos at once, it might cost them it probably costs them $100 or something per monetized video or demonetized video from those bigger YouTubers.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's why
I
that's why small channels always stay demonetized, while bigger ones with more viewers always get demonetized, and then YouTube makes a big fuss about it, and then 2 weeks later they're monetized again.
Okay, I can buy that argument. I think you might be pushing me off that side, the fence a little bit. But let me tell you where I still sit on the fence a little bit is when you reach a certain level, we need to have a little bit more communication. There is a huge difference between jumping on, between throwing a paid employee at somebody with 1 million subscribers versus throwing a paid employee at someone with 300 subscribers. There's a big difference between those.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to just clarify at what level can you get what degree of help. But always we need to have some type of human appeal process to some degree. All right, so pay according to delivered value. Spread out the ad money over all YouTubers based on audience retention, not on ads next to the content. Again, I have no idea what they're talking about. We've lost your sound, man. It's not on my end.
That was my end. I accidentally
Okay.
sat on this, and it.
Uh-oh.
So
All right. So let's see. I have no idea what they're saying. What do you think?
So I've done some research on monetization since I obviously want my channel to get monetized, and some YouTubers have higher. There's basically sometimes there's a word for it. I think it's like cost per click or something. I can't remember the name, but certain advertisers will pay you more depending on how big of a YouTuber you are. So I think what that's saying, if you have more watch time and stuff, then you will make more money off of the same amount of ads. Yep. So I think that's what that is trying to stop. And I agree that that should be stopped because advertisers obviously want to pay to be more on bigger YouTubers, which means YouTube gets more money. So it's a win-win for both advertisers and YouTubers. But it is a policy that is not good for smaller YouTubers.
I don't know. I mean, having a monetized channel and knowing what we're looking at, the numbers don't range a lot. There's not a lot of difference between those. I mean, unless you reach that YouTube preferred $1 million subscriber mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Usually there's actually some Chrome extensions. Let me find them that can show you each YouTuber's like amount of money they make per ad. I'll see if I can find it.
All right.
I think it's
I'm 50-50 there. All right, and then the big one is clarify the rules. Bring out clear rules with clear examples about what is okay and what is not. This is important. In fact, this is one of the ones Eli, the computer guy, tells a story a lot. So he was there talking with a partner manager when he had this partner manager, and he's like, this partner manager apparently had a spreadsheet of things that they can and can't do. And so he's had to ask questions. It was like playing a game. Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? He finally says, can you just email me that spreadsheet? No, we can't email a spreadsheet. Why? And that became the big deal for him. It's like, they obviously have a clear set of rules. Why can that clear set of rules not be passed to the creators? And that is, to me, the biggest thing. We have to know exactly what's like the whole thing with Steven Crowder. I mean, you may not like the guy, and frankly, I find the guy a horrendous guy. I would not be sitting down and watching his channel. But they come out with all this hoopla. He didn't break any of our rules, but we're demonetizing him anyway. Why? Tell the whining fool who's complaining about his channel he's not breaking our rules. You don't like it, don't watch his channel. Shocking. I'm okay with bringing out the rules. So we definitely need to have that, and we definitely need to apply those rules consistently. And that was really what the YouTube moderators who came out indicated as well. But I don't know. What's your thought on all of those?
I agree because YouTubers can't not get demonetized if they don't know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And if you brought them out, I guarantee that there will be more YouTubers following the rules, and then you won't have to demonetize them, which means you'll make even more money off of ads from other companies.
Yeah. Okay. So if this is what's behind the union, would you join the union or would you not join the union?
Oh, I would. I agree with pretty much everything they say, except for the confusing ones.
Yeah, like I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, those ones, like
Yeah, those are the reasons
yeah.
they want to get you in. So I'm not a union fan. I think that anytime I've seen unions operate, I generally have seen that they're not operating with the intention that I would like to see them operate in. So I'm not sure if I would join a YouTube union. But at the same time, I understand. I would like to be able to work with YouTube in such a way to get some of these things pushed forward without having to go through the concept of a union. Well, the reason is one of the things about unions. Is they want to take a lot of dues, and then they want to do a lot of things that you as an individual don't have a lot of say in. And that's for me a problem. So I actually this kind of defeats the purpose of logic, but there was a project I was working for once that required you to join a freelancers union. The entire purpose of a freelancer is not to have a union. So it made no sense to me, but hey, paying the $36 a month for making $300 a month for me was okay, worth it because it didn't conflict with anything else. But that was the thing. Too much corruption, too many issues. That's what I thought.
I mean, there might be I don't think it's going to gain traction because smaller YouTubers probably won't be able to afford or won't care enough to pay up to join it.
Yeah.
And also, it's small YouTubers. YouTube doesn't care if they all leave.
Yeah. And one of the, even if you were to monetize a channel, like once your channel crosses 1,000, you're still not seeing a check from AdSense every month. You're probably going to get a check every 2 to 3 months after you cross that 1,000 mark. You're not making a lot on videos at that point in time. Right. So, if they're asking for these union dues, that means you're going to be paying out of pocket several months for union dues for a small channel. Unless once you cross that 2,000-3,000 sub mark, you might start seeing a check every month, and it's going to be a very small one. I think the minimum threshold is either 75 or 100. I can't remember what it is. But that's kind of where we're at. So, I don't know. Those are my thoughts. What are your final thoughts for the edited part that we'll push out later? Then I'll get to the comments.
I mean, if this was just a volunteer union and there weren't any dues, it might take off. Mm-hmm. But like I said, YouTube doesn't care about small YouTubers. If those people leave the platform, bummer to the subscribers of said small YouTubers, but not a big deal for anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So YouTube did come out and pretty much say, yeah, we're not talking to you. Now, I heard that something else did come out more recently saying that, hey, they are going to come to the table and at least talk with the people, but they're really not going to negotiate. The biggest deal is somebody had said in the comments here, we as video creators, I'm not an employee of YouTube. That's the biggest reason I wouldn't unionize. I'm not an employee of YouTube. I draw, if you're doing your channel right, you can draw revenue from multiple streams of income. I don't, AdSense is certainly a significant portion of what I can make on YouTube, but it's not all of it. If you don't like what they're doing, it's hard to say, but we can complain, and I have no problem complaining about the unfairness. Complaining about the unfairness is going to potentially cause some positive change. But at the same time, you can take your videos and put them other places. You can do things like that. You can pick up kitty cats that keep bothering you and wanting to be on screen. What do you think, guy? But with that, those are our thoughts. So pizza's kind of sort of with the union. That's cool. I'm really kind of leaning away from it. But it's definitely an interesting discussion we ought to be having. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comments.
So I got that it is cost per click, I was right. And it's actually not it's not per channel, but it's per the way they find the video. So each search term has a different cost per click. So for example,
Yeah.
Linux is $1.84 as the cost per click. However, if I search something like lesser known like BSD, that is 58 cents per
What's
cost per click.
Windows?
Let's see. $5.
What's Mac?
It's $4.99, so pretty much $5. Mac is 38 cents.
Yeah,
Although
we're beating out, man. BSD beats Mac. That's crazy.
Well,
See,
wait,
Mac sucks.
actually, if I put Mac OS, then it's 90 cents.
Okay, all right. So it's above Linux. All right.
And no, it's actually Linux is higher.
Dude, guys, I had to turn on my Mac yesterday.
Apple is only 5 cents though,
Yeah.
and Microsoft is 15 cents.
Nice. Yeah. All right.
And
let's see.
Ubuntu is 97.
Doesn't actually make any money. Server, storage, CDN costs. If you're making
What?
the content, you should have fair compensation. Okay, that's interesting. When you're getting going, every dollar matters. Yes, that is true.
Linux Mint is $1.97.
Nice. See, we're so much better than a Mac.
We're so much better than Ubuntu. It's like $1 more.
Nice. YouTubers, the new starving artists of the 21st century. Steven Anderson says Unionize. All right. Yes, are we the starving artists? What do you think, Pizza? Are we the starving artists of the 21st century? I don't know.
No,
I think we have better income strategies.
No, because most YouTubers do YouTube along with some other job.
Mm-hmm.
So, alongside it. Plus, we do make more money than artists, unless you're like a really famous one.
Yeah, this is true. If you're a really famous YouTuber, you put the Hollywood actors to shame. PewDiePie, that little contract that what's his face has for playing Iron Man, he's not nothing on me. Which is actually kind of true.
Well, some of the celebrities are trying to get into YouTube now. Look at Will Smith.
Jack Black. We're going to go to YouTube, man. We're starving as actors. Welcome to the dark side. No platform or social media should be politically biased. That's true. I agree with that.
Can I ask a off-topic question for
go for
about Linux for the chat to respond to? If there's any Solus users on, I'm looking for trying to figure out the official name of this package. It is, let me find it. It basically I made a tutorial and it doesn't work on Solus because of this dependency error, and I'm trying to help someone fix it.
Yeah, let us know when you find it.
So.
Hello, Anna Rita. Greetings.
I'll paste it in the chat once I find it. The packet.
How can YouTubers unionize if they don't work for YouTube? That's a good question.
That is true. It is more taking advantage of a service than it is actually working at YouTube. Yeah. That is a fair point. Where?
Yeah, I mean, it's a dual contract, but again, Eli, the computer guy's right. We need to have a degree of negotiation at the table. If they're going to say I'm a YouTube partner and we're going to work together, I'm going to do the work and produce videos. They're going to display an ad network. We should have a little bit a better ability to communicate. Just my thought, but I don't know. Better expose a new channel without resorting to gaming the AI. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes when I actually get the videos up on the new channel. I'll let you know how it goes. The rules are secrets, never to be revealed. Hello, Simply Linux. Greetings.
I got a recipe for you to add to your database.
What's that?
Green tea lemonade. What you do is you take green tea, and then you add lemon juice and sugar, and then you put it in the fridge for a while, and then you get a nice green tea lemonade iced tea.
Interesting. Well, right now I actually have some green tea brewing in the back porch, and I bought a lemon today, so...
Here, I'll give you the exact recipe.
Although although I have not actually been putting sugar in teas lately, so...
It's for 1.5 cups of green tea lemonade, then 3 tablespoons of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar for how much of a cup? How much of it?
1.5 cups.
Dude, that is almost more sugar than Kool-Aid and soda, by the way. Just an FYI.
Wait, no, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon. My bad.
A tablespoon of sugar?
No, a teaspoon of
a
sugar.
Teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of sugar?
Yeah. No, 2 teaspoons of sugar.
2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, that's not too bad.
2, not tablespoons. My
That's
bad.
not too bad.
I always get them confused because they both start with T.
Okay.
Well, 8th letter T. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of sugar and then my bad, or teaspoon. I made this recipe
don't have
myself.
pizza bake your cookies, man. Don't have pizza bake your cookies. He's gonna give you like 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 cups of like baking powder. It's like, oh man, what is in these? They taste like metal. Just a hefty dose of aluminum.
Yesterday, I made cookies in a mug, microwave, like no egg microwave cookies, and it tasted disgusting. But I followed a tutorial on YouTube, and I thought I did it perfectly, but then I tasted it.
They were just trolling you. All right, you want a good cake recipe right now? This is called a 3-minute cake, although I do it in 2.5 because I cut the recipe back. I use 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, and about 1/2 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Mix that together. You're going to melt 1 tablespoon of butter. Melt the butter. And then you're going to add that in with a dash of vanilla and 1.5 tablespoons of milk. Stir that together. That's like perfect cake batter. Put that in the microwave for 2.5 minutes. You will have a perfect chocolate cake just for you. Do it in a coffee mug.
To be fair, the recipe was for chocolate chip cookies, and we didn't have any chocolate chips, so they were just normal cookies.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are still pretty good, though. Usually you call those drop cookies. That's basically a chocolate chip cookie dough recipe without chocolate chips.
Okay, here's the right one. I'll send it to you. So it's for 1 1/2 of green tea, hot, then 2 teaspoons of sugar, and 3 teaspoons of lemon juice.
Okay.
There we go. That the trick is to make the lemon flavor just subtle enough so you taste it, but not too strong.
Yeah.
The reason I was thinking tablespoons is because the last time I made it, it was for like a party, and I made like 20 cups of it.
Nice.
Well, it was on the 4th of July, but we ran out of green tea because I was making it so often.
Yeah, I am not a fan of green tea. It is good for muscle regeneration though, so I'm making some now so I can have green tea tomorrow. Of course, when I do my green tea, I do it with I'll do it in a 2-liter pitcher like sun tea, and then I'll use 2 two bags of natural decaffeinated green tea to a ginger peach tea, which is an amazing flavor combo. What is the famous artist of our era? That was at pizza. What's the famous artist of our era?
Probably whoever made Gucci Gang.
Okay.
Lil Pump. If you consider music art.
I would say that's probably art. CJ says, CJ? Hi, CJ. Okay.
I hate that music, by the way, but for some reason, people at my school listen to it. It's this auto-tuned
hold on. I
rap.
don't
It's
believe
like
in unions. I know I'm a liberal and support conservative beliefs. There should be one union for all laborers and contractors in every industry.
Everyone at my school listens to this song called Gucci Gang, and it's basically this auto-tuned rap song about taking drugs.
Wow.
And for some reason, it's super popular. It's really bad.
YouTube algorithms showed how useless it is when PewDiePie uploaded his viral wedding video and hit 100 million subs, and trending didn't show anything. Just typical corporate crap. Yeah, trending doesn't mean anything anymore. Stevia for the win. I wouldn't touch that stuff. Have any unions not devolved into corruption? Hard to find any. Might be better to allow companies like IBM to do what they have with Red Hat. Apparently you are entertaining Start the Rebellion Pizza.
Wait, what?
Apparently you are entertaining Start the Rebellion for some reason. I'm not sure why. Later, Farron.
Wait, where does it say that?
He's up here. It says, PL nerd, you are cracking me up, dude. Not too far from the bottom there.
Wait, I think the chat just stopped. What the heck?
Oh, did it? Really?
For me, it did. I've had this issue before on Firefox, but I've never had it on Chromium. Where I just stop receiving comments, and then I have to either refresh the page or switch to live chat, and then go back to top chat, or vice versa.
Yeah.
The YouTube chat system is really buggy, and YouTube doesn't care.
Yeah. If they want to prioritize something, fix that.
The way Twitch does it is clever, but very insecure. It just uses IRC.
Really?
For its chat.
One of the downsides on Twitch is when you log into the channel, you can't see anything before you got there.
Yeah. Well, the other downside is you can get pretty much anyone's IP who chats there.
Oh, that's exciting.
And
well,
people...
You've heard it here. Use my affiliate links for VPN before you stream on Twitch.
And there's this famous... I think he was a... my stepdad told me about this. There's this famous, I think, World of Warcraft streamer, and somebody kept DDoSing him, and then somebody messaged him and said that he can help stop the DDoSes, and then they became friends. It turned out that person who helped stop the DDoSes, he was the one who was actually doing the DDoSing, and he just wanted to be on stream.
That's nice. Awesome. Start the Rebellion asks why no stevia. It's pure stevia leaf extract, no chemicals at all. Everything is chemicals, sir. The biggest problem with any of your artificial sweeteners, whether they're chemical or natural, they all basically do the same thing. They trick the body into thinking that you're going to be getting nutrients, and then they turn on certain pathways that no nutrients actually show up that they're looking for, and so it causes some issues. So in research with any and all sugar substitutes, they actually cause you to generally increase your calorie consumption because it basically turns on the mode in your body that your body starts wanting to digest food, and so you end up overcompensating. Happens all the time when you're doing those. So as far as what stevia is here in the United States, it's not, you are not getting a leaf extract. That is not approved for FDA distribution. What is approved for FDA distribution in the United States when it comes to stevia is there are two specifically stevol oils that often, I'm not sure if they're extracted from that, but it is a massive chemical process to isolate them. So yes, it is basically produced in the same way. There's nothing in stevia that makes me excited about it. There's looking into it.
So my cat just peed, like, and she peed right next to the litter box. Like, she was in the litter box and then she peed outside of it. Well, since I'm gonna have to clean it up because I do the litter box.
Is that in your room or is that somewhere else?
No, it's downstairs in the laundry room.
Wow. Oh man. Oh boy, your cat's, sorry to tell you, man, your cat's getting dementia. All right. How do you install GCC 9.2 in Ubuntu? I forget what the exact. Do you remember that one off the top, Pizza?
No,
Okay, let me look that up real quick.
I don't do C programming, luckily.
I mean, if you're on Ubuntu, Synaptic should be there. If not, you can install Synaptic and go ahead and do that. Let's see.
I bet
Okay, so
GCC just redirects
you
me to a
need Build
snap.
Essential. So you need the package Build Essential. You need man pages -dev.
I gotta go. It's dinner time.
Hey, all right, we'll see you, Pizza. Have a good
Yeah.
one. All right. So, see what else we got. Yeah, other than that, I've had to do it once before for Android Studio. I just can't remember all the details on it. Okay. Ate supper, or blood sugar just dropped. Uh-oh. The idea behind unions is working in practice. Those work horrible. I mean, the idea behind a lot of things are useful, but, you know, it's kind of what we get. All right. I think what we're going to do is I'm at the bottom of the comment feed, and so I think what we're going to do here is we will wrap this guy up. I will be streaming on my other channel here in just a little bit. Man, where'd my other channel go? I got to find it again. I usually have it pulled up. So we are going to be talking about the Drag Queen Story Hour. If you've not seen this, coming to a library near you. So the biblical review of the Drag Queen Story Hour, we're going to look at that, ask some hard-hitting questions and scratch our heads a little bit and ask the world, why, God, why? But with that being said, thanks for coming along. Let me see if I have a cat in the room. Get kitty. See if the cat will show up. As like a dog, she starts scratching the back door to go outside. She never likes the litter box. Go figure. If you need specifically to install a brand new version, if there is a if there's a stable repo for it, you can do that. If there's not, switch to Arch. You should get it there. Oh, there you are. Kitty's over there. Let me find Kitty. Find Kitty Cam. Must find Kitty Cam. Come on, Kitty. So, let's see. My on Linux meant 19.2 yet. No, my production computers run 18.3. That has actually improved until today. Things broke loose. Uh-oh. Cats prefer the neighbor's flower bed to a litter box 100% of the time. Oh no. Do we have audio now? Yeah, there's no audio on the kitty cam view. I did that for show preps and stuff like that, so. We should have audio now. Yeah. When I switch over to the kitty cam view on the display screen, then I don't actually intentionally don't have my audio over there. All right. We will wrap this guy up from here. So thanks for coming along, everybody. And join me on the other show for a weirdly fascinating, scary discussion. So thanks for coming along, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.